What up, Hostile crew? We are here at RTB Gym. I just finished up a leg session. We're about to walk you guys through it. So let's go kick some ass and take some names. Exercise number 1, starting out with adductors. They have an old Icarian piece here. This is one that we haven't seen very often, so we're gonna use it today. It does 2 things. 1, it leans back, which is really good for getting that underneath adductor, the portion that's more of the hamstring, if you will. And then 2, it also keeps your legs out straight, which makes it much more of an isolation exercise versus getting able to use some of the hip flexor when the knee is bent. This one's gonna be perfect for isolating these adductors, getting things warmed up, getting the knee stabilized, and getting ready for our quad movement. Got some great bloodshot mixed up, poured into our water bottle here because I only brought 1 Helix on accident.
1 or 2 scoops?
Always 2. Honestly, this place is sick. Looking around here, they have just a bunch of old school equipment. Looks like it's mostly hand selected. Looks like a bunch of great pieces. So excited to train out here. We're gonna do some single leg extensions here, get the quads fired up, get a lot of blood in there, and I'm working on some size discrepancies. So this medial quad is a little bit bigger than this one. So I'm doing the single legs to make sure that I even that out and make sure that this medial quad matches when we get on. All right guys, so as I'm doing these single legs here, I want to touch on something real quick, is that single legs are a good way if you're struggling with knee pain or you get a lot of knee pain with leg extensions. You can go down to a single leg and lighten the load quite a bit and really focus in on the quad itself, isolating that and not having to move as much weight to get the same damage, if you will. And that's gonna help the joint out a little bit. So that's another reason why I'm doing these. My right knee been giving me some fits ever since I injured it last year. And right now, as I'm really big, and as we come down and things start to dry out a little bit, I've noticed this knee's giving me a little bit of fit. So we do these single legs. I can lighten the load, but still get the same amount of damage out of it. Those aren't much bigger than a 45 either. Some dense ass plates. I didn't notice the hundreds till I laid down. Straight up leg press here, guys. Really focusing on knees over toes, so keeping my feet low on the platform, about shoulder width apart. Toes turned out slightly. Team HOSSTILE, Nick Justice, my teammate, came in clutch. So he drove in. He has all of his lifting gear instead of flying in. Got the knee wraps here. So we're gonna use this to be safe here. I'm still only gonna go with 8 plates. We're gonna make sure this joint is nice and safe and comfortable.
Yeah, let's go. Nice, come on. Good. Come on. Good, Brad, let's go. Good. Good, move, let's go. Move, good. Come on. Move, let's go. Come on. One more. Come on, Martin. Come on, another. Move, oh, let's go. Oh, let's go. Still you, man. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on, I just started out. Yes, sir. Ooh, come on. Come on. Good. There we go. One more.
Leg press. So even though my body is trying to shut down, we got shit to do. So hacks are done. Move on to this single leg press, the hammer strength one. Kind of, like I said, picking machines that I'm comfortable with. These are ones we ran at Revive almost every week. So kind of using the same ones we're used to, comfortable with. And I kind of know the weight that I need to be using on these to be getting the most out of my sets. So go on here, did a warm up. Now we'll get into some working weight here. My quads are beat up, tired. CNS is for sure feeling it.
Oh, fuck.
right, finish up them single leg press. I finish things off here with the squatting movement. So we're in a machine squat here. It's like a machine hack squat. And my main focus is really keeping constant tension on the quads here. So as soon as I feel my squat form start to transition into the glutes, start to transition into the hamstrings, we're gonna come back out. So keeping constant tension in those quads, pumping through as many reps as we can, and just finishing things off here. Miss a pro show when it's 10 minutes from the back door, right? I was just talking with Fuad, it's cool to see, like, last year there was, you know, we had 6 open guys. Now the pro show is almost quadruple the size, so it's cool to see it, you know, take off a little bit and people respect it and stuff. And then obviously add another class is always cool. You get to watch the classic guys this go around. Some world-class ones at that, an Arnold champ and stuff, so that'll be cool to see today, man. So it'll be a good one. I'm excited. I talked with Boss this morning. Said all the guys are on the money and look good, and so put on the show. As hard as this sport is and all the things that come with it, you kind of see the beauty when you see guys at that moment of vulnerability and see that, you know, he's like, damn, he's human too. Last year there was only 6 open guys. So this year to be able to get like triple that, and then the classic guys too, you get a...
Like when I heard like Wesley of like all things was going to be at this show, I'm like, there ain't no way I'm missing this.
Right? Yeah, like, Arnold Classic champ. I think William will probably pull it off, man. William looks really crazy. I think a surprise will be Sass. Okay. Sass he's disgusting feeling. So it'll be, as long as his posing is good and the size holds up standing next to guys like William, I think he'll be very dangerous, which would be, could throw off a lot of people's predictions, you know? It's like he's kind of a wild card because last time people saw him on stage, he was 10 pounds lighter. Okay. So it's like if the condition's the same with that 10 pounds, he could be really dangerous. My mama said when I left the house, the grocery bill went down by like $1,000 a month. Boss said I can't do every show for some reason. No, yeah, so, you know, just competing in Prague, this was way too quick of a turnaround. I really wanted to do FIBO in Germany because my fan base over there is huge just because of Boston stuff. And even then he was like, no, that's too soon, bro. Like, I need you to take a little break. He was like, pick 1 or 2 and I'll let you, and then you got to shut it down and get ready for the O. So
you're a lot more trimmer now.
I'm trying. Wow, yeah, it's coming down. I'm only down like 10 pounds though, so
really,
it's not a huge transition.
Chicken breast shakes with a little lemon meal.
Okay, yeah.
I was following you way back then, so when I heard you were going to Detroit, my hometown, I was like, oh, I got to watch this guy.
Man,
so you're like the representative of Detroit right now.
Yeah,
bodybuilding.
let's go.
You know,
right?
My friends think of you that way.
Awesome, man. That means a lot to me.
Yeah,
that's cool. A blue collar city making me their bodybuilder, I'll take it. Motor City guy. So
that's kind of how it was for me. And so I'm prepping for my second bodybuilding show right now, and I'm self-coaching myself too. Okay. What do you think would be like the #1 piece of advice for the next like 10, 12 weeks I got in this prep?
So self-coaching is hard, man.
So hard, yeah.
In the sense of being detached from it, right? Because it's like sometimes when you look in the mirror, you're not see what would be shown on pictures and stuff. Yeah. So when I coached myself, the best way for me to detach was to build a check-in like I was sending it to a coach.
Yep. Okay.
Talk about my week to myself like I didn't know anything that happened. Right. And I sent it to myself, my pictures and shit, and I would come back and I would look at it like 4 hours later in the mode of like, I'm a coach. I don't care about this person's feelings. Yep. If he needed to do 5 hours of cardio, I'd tell him to do 5 hours of cardio. And that helped me detach a little bit and make it a little more or less about me and more about trying to bring the best out of the athlete, right? And then I would say the second thing is try to, I'm sure you have a training partner or something, right?
Yeah.
Try to at least have enough trust in them that you can say like, am I good or not good? And they can say,
too fat or not?
yeah, and they can say at least like, we're on the right track, bro, right?
Yeah.
You know, for me, that's always been Brett.
Yep.
Even when I self-coached, I always send him pictures like, hey, you think I'm fat? Or, you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. So, and I think that helped too. You know, and then in any prep, coaching yourself, letting someone else coach you, just keep the passion, right? It's like I always try to talk about that is just, if you can stay in the perspective of you love this, it's a choice.
Yeah.
You'll do whatever it takes, but sometimes what it takes sucks. If you can keep that perspective, then the rest of it kind of comes easy, you know what I mean? So
for sure.
The man they call the Conqueror, William Bonner.
Yes, sir! Damn, this is a sick ass look, bro. Yeah, whoa! Yep! There it is! And I'm just getting warm. Yeah! Yes, sir!
The Conqueror.
He's getting harder now. Let's go! Let's go! Yeah! You're getting harder, James! Yes! It's cool to be on the other side too, like getting to watch this one and like see it and also see how much it grew from last year, because it was like,
crazy,
it was cool last year, but it's like triple as big, you know, so way cooler. I like how it's on the Sherwin-Williams paint stick.
We put them together in the office. We did them ourselves.
We handed that.
That's the plan, bro. Go put on the show. I'm already qualified for the Olympia, so I ain't got no stress. Like I said, man, we could just hopefully just keep building off the success we had last year.
Yeah, dude, we saw you last year. Like last year was our first pro show we came to.
All right, hell yeah.
I was pretty pumped because I saw like Texas and all that, and I was a fanboy already.
Let's go. All right.
This is gonna be pretty sick. I was like, what in the world? It was like a whole different thing than the pictures. So I was like, we're coming.
Yeah. In person's different, right? All right, Sam. So I heard you've been skipping leg day. And your boy says you're kind of a sissy and you got small wheels. So no more of that. Fuad and I said, you better start training those wheels. Oh, shit.
Pretty good deal. Ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go, William! Lights out, baby! Good, James! Good! Hell yeah! Let's go, James! Show him! Hell yeah! Good! Lights out, Will! Lights out, Will! James, you're getting better! He came back so much tighter tonight. Hell yeah, Will! What a battle! And that's the end of the day of the Detroit Pro 2025. And now, we'll catch you later, Hostile Crew. Peace.